Hello, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your weekend with your loved ones, with your family, friends. And if you're alone this weekend, it's wonderful too. I think it's great that we have time for ourselves. It's actually very important to make time for yourself. When I have time for myself, I read. I read mostly nonfiction books, and if you love reading nonfiction books, I hope this video can be useful to you because I'll give you some book recommendations today. I would like to share with you the books that I love very much, and this is my reread list, which means these are the books that I read several times. Sometimes I will reread the book, but sometimes I would just go back and read parts of it. You know, not every book we read we want to read twice or three times, but there are some books that, you feel like you need to read it again. Maybe you read that book in your 20s and, it was interesting, you found some value in it, you learned something from it, and then 10 years later, you think, let me grab the same book and read it, and you find so many new things that you somehow didn't even see before. But I think the reason is because in different time of our life, we focus on specific things that are relevant to us at that specific time of our life. And sometimes people reread the same book because they say that, a book is like an old friend. You go back to it, it's always there. You go back to your book and you read it, and it triggers some emotions and some positive memories. 3, 5, 10 books, right, that are special to you and you like going back to them. So this is some of the books I really like, and I'll share them with you here. So these are the books, and I'll just give you titles. And if you decide to read one or two of them or all of them, please leave your comments and we can discuss it. So this one is a brilliant book, great book. Start with why. Let me just read one sentence. So how much more we can achieve if we remind ourselves to start everything we do by first asking why. So true. And we all know this, but when you read the book, it's like another reminder. And there are wonderful, interesting stories and examples. It's a very, very helpful, very practical, useful book. Yeah, I recommend it to anyone. But again, more than 1 million copies sold. So most of you probably already read this book, but if you didn't, I highly recommend it. Great book. The next one I really like, The Power of Subconscious Mind. Great book. So I kindly recommend you to read this book if this is something you are interested in. Next one, I think the best book of all. I absolutely love it. This book by Ken Robinson, Creative Schools. And I would also recommend to watch a video on YouTube, TED Talk video by Ken Robinson, Do School Skill Creativity. It's a very interesting TED Talk, and I want to emphasize that it's not just for people who work in education or interested in education. I believe that all of us need to be interested in education because education is our future. And the system we have in place right now is not good. We need to make many, many changes. I think we all can agree that we need to rethink our educational system, and Ken Robinson has the best ideas. The French Art of Not Trying Too Hard is also an amazing book. We always think we have to make a huge effort in order to get good results, right? But it's not always the case. In many situations, the opposite is true. In certain cases, making an effort is not just useless, It's actually counterproductive, isn't it, when you think about it? And this book is well written. I love it, so highly recommend to anyone. It's Never Split the Difference. It's about negotiations. Negotiating as your life depends on it, by Chris Voss. Chris Voss is a brilliant, very intelligent, very interesting person. You can watch many YouTube videos with his lectures, and there's so many useful tips and advice he gives to everyone who is interested in this information on how to negotiate. And negotiation skills, like I said, can be applied everywhere in your personal life, in your career, in your friendships, everywhere. So there are good techniques that can be useful to anyone. So do not discredit this book because you would think that it's something focused on business relationships. No, it's not. And I actually have a summary of this book, Never Split the Difference. Chris Voss, Negotiate as Your Life Depends on It, summary, speed summary. Also very useful. Again, there's so much useful information in here, and you read it, but if later you want to get back to some specific ideas that you think that are useful to you, it's good to have this summary, and I have it highlighted. I hope my daughter doesn't watch this video because she doesn't like when I highlight my books, but I do love highlighting. And I just opened the page and it says, and I have a highlight, listening is one of the most important parts of negotiating, yet it's not easy. And it's all separate subject about, active listening and how important it is. Yeah. And again, we all know this, but every time you read it, it's a reminder, and it can be helpful to you today or tomorrow, Yeah, people want to be heard. Everyone has their own personal negotiating style. This is formed through our experiences from childhood up to the present day, with influence coming from teachers, parents, culture, work environment, and many other factors. Knowing your own negotiating style helps you leverage your strengths and recognize your weaknesses. We are negotiating every day without even realizing it. The next book is another #1 New York Times bestseller. So most people read it, but I still want to recommend it in case you didn't. It's called The 5 Love Languages. This book saved many marriages, improved relationships. This book is a great gift. I give this book as a gift to all my friends. So everywhere I go, bring this book as a gift. So I don't know how many copies I bought. The next one, What Everybody is Saying. This is about body language. I read probably, I can't say every book, but many books about body language because it really helps me to understand people, to read people better, again, connect with people in a better way. And this one is the best from all the books I had a chance to read about body language. I highly recommend it to anyone. Again, Never Split the Difference, What Everybody is Saying, 5 Love Languages, The French Art of Not Trying Too Hard. Love this book. Creative Schools by Ken Robinson. The Power of Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. And Start with Why. So important again. Thank you very much and enjoy your weekend. I absolutely enjoy this book, every page of it. Sometimes I'm tired after a long day and I'm reading and falling asleep and I think, another page, I can do another page. Anyway, if you're interested, I got mine on Amazon. Or maybe you can join me in this journey. Maybe we can read it together and share our feedback, our thoughts, and ideas.